G'day, mates! Gotta work on my accent a little more. What's up, guys? Wanted to get one more video in here today, talk about the news. By the time I get this out, it'll probably be Friday, so happy Friday morning to you guys, and shout out to the Edge of Wonder boys for letting me use their room to film here. This looks a bit better than the curtain I used in the background of my last video. So, thanks, guys! Now let's get started. Right now, the prices of gold and silver are continuously hitting record highs, and at NOBLEGOLD Investments, they can help you capitalize on these gains. Whether you want to stock some money into an IRA or have precious metal coins on hand, NOBLEGOLD will help keep you financially secure. Check out their free ebooks or give them a call. Find their info in the description below. Alright, so first link I want to share with you guys is this awesome new website that I found today. And this website is called We Are the News. I'm going to link the URL down below, and I highly suggest you bookmark this website and check it every day. And basically what this website is a news amalgamation website with notable posts made from 8kun. So for those of you that don't like using that website for whatever reason, just have a tough time reading it or keeping track of it, boom, you got We Are the News. And as you can see, there's no ads on this. There's no nonsense on it that pops up at you or nothing. It's just all crowdsourced, anonymous work. So incredible website. Go check it out. We Are the News. Now, first article that I want to get into here comes from the Washington Post. And this is some breaking news that they released today. And this article has to do with John Huber. The headline of it states, Justice Department winds down the Clinton-related inquiry once championed by Trump. And check this out. They're saying it found nothing of consequence. Let's take a look at the first couple paragraphs. It's saying here, Justice Department inquiry, that's John Huber's investigation that launched more than 2 years ago to mollify conservatives clamoring for more investigations of Hillary Clinton, has effectively ended with no tangible results. And current and former law enforcement officials said they never expected the effort to produce much of anything. Well, as typical fake news media does, their sources are anonymous. This person said that. This person said that. Who? They won't say. Anyway, John Huber, as they write, the U.S. attorney, was tapped in November 2017 by Jeff Sessions to look into Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation, etc., etc. Third paragraph, as part of his review, Huber examined documents and conferred with law enforcement in Little Rock, etc., etc., and check out the last line of this third paragraph. Though the assignment has not formally ended. What? In the first paragraph, said right there, it ended. The third paragraph, it has not formally ended. What? I have no understanding of what they're trying to do here. They're literally saying it ended, it effectively ended, and then they're saying it has not formally ended. What? I don't get it. So, also looking at this is the Washington Post. So what are they trying to do here? As you can guess, they're 100% getting ahead of the story, no doubt. And you gotta sit back and really, well, honestly, relax when it comes to seeing information like this. I'm seeing so many people share articles like this going around, like the Gateway Pundits version of this and other articles, and they're thinking it's 100% the truth, and they're not doing the due diligence. They're not researching where the news broke from. If you actually look in the other articles that are reposted by different websites, you'll find that they sourced it from the Washington Post story here. So you got to look at who first broke the news, WaPo. Who did they source from? Anonymous sources. And what are they saying? They're contradicting themselves literally in the first few paragraphs of their article. Ipso facto, don't freak out, guys, okay? I would not doubt if Huber has a huge bomb he's about to drop very soon. I think, if I remember correctly, Attorney General Barr, in one of his semi-recent interviews with Fox, said that Huber was going to wrap up in spring or summertime. You know, it's around the time I think Durham's going to wrap up too. So don't freak out. You know, there could still be a lot of stuff that Huber has to drop, and WaPo is just trying to brush that under the rug, make people think there's nothing. Or and this is something I was speculating earlier, and it's kind of hilarious to me, is that maybe Huber really was doing nothing the whole time. And maybe Huber just could have been a huge head fake from Q-Team and the White Hats to scare the deep state, distract them, divert them, so maybe Durham or some other stealth bomber could come in and drop their info bombs. So maybe, but I think it's more than likely that Huber is totally gonna drop some stuff and WaPo is just trying to cover ass early. So don't be freaking out at this news. Now, next thing I want to discuss is quite a few people just going off the rails today. Getting weird, like totally turning. We got Kim.com putting out a video tweet today titled "Donald Trump killed 236 people because of a tweet." And he does a couple-minute spiel going on an anti-Trump tirade. I saw Ann Coulter also putting out an anti-Trump tweet today. I saw Matt Gaetz. He voted for that resolution in Congress to limit President Trump's powers, basically, right, during wartime. Now, this is odd, very odd. And this brings me to a recent Q drop 3608, that I just think is very important to remember right here. I don't know if I would classify Matt Gaetz into this. There could be some multi-dimensional reasonings to his particular vote, but especially in terms of Kim.com, probably Ann Coulter, and of course many others, this Q drop says all assets, F&D, foreign and domestic, are being deployed. Some who once supported POTUS, they're sleepers, and they have and will turn on him because they have puppet masters. Control of the narrative is one of the most important things to the deep state, information warfare. Just wanted to remind you guys of this drop because it's very important to note right now when we have all these sleepers that are turning, they're making tweets, they're voting against the president, doing all these things. So, got to be careful. And again, we got a lot of sleepers turning, but just because we have one particular individual who looked like they were a good guy for so long do something that might look like it's against the president, again, don't freak out. Give it a few days, let the dust settle before you start forming any opinions or hating somebody just because they did one thing that maybe your narrow perspective isn't really understanding the bigger picture of. So that's that. Let's move on to talking about Clinton and Epstein. So Bill Clinton, news here going around, posing with Epstein's pimp, Ghislaine Maxwell, and sex slave on board private jet on the Lolita Express. This is an exclusive from thesun.com here. And check those photographs out. These photos are from like 2002, I think it says in this article. There's Bill Clinton right there and Maxwell posing at the door of the big jet. That's the Lolita Express. Epstein had a fleet of planes. This is the weird one. And there you go. Photos of Clinton right there with it. There were some other photographs of Bill Clinton, even with some of the girls that were allegedly on the planes there, and alleged sex slaves as well. You have Prince Andrew and Virginia Roberts there. So more and more is coming out about that. And another piece of news on Epstein today, Jeffrey Epstein jail. Closed circuit television erased by, quote, technical errors. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. And this is like, I don't know, the fourth or fifth thing that we've heard about these videos. First, they just didn't capture them for some reason. And then somehow the Attorney General viewed them, I guess. I don't know if it was these videos he viewed or something else. And now we're hearing that they've been erased by technical errors. I mean, I don't know how much they're just going to try to wring out this situation, but everything that comes out about it is just making people think it's bullshit, because it is. And it's kind of the beauty of it. This whole Epstein saga over the last, 4, 5, 6 months now, is that everything that's coming out about it is making people think he didn't kill himself. It's almost like that was the plan the whole time, right? I think we really are watching a movie in this situation here. So that's that in regards to Clinton and Epstein. This article here, I guess it came out a couple of days ago. I really just saw it today. Saw the president tweeting about it. Went viral a little bit on Twitter. A lot of people posted about it. But I have some thoughts on this that I want to share. The title says, U.S. cancer death rates are dropping at the fastest pace on record. Sounds great, right? You might want to clap to that. After reading this, I'm not thinking it's that great. I'm not clapping to it. Looking at the text of this article and the sub-headlines they put in here, it says more people are surviving lung cancer with better surgery and drugs. And the American Cancer Society released its annual report on the disease. So that's the report we're getting these so-called facts from, is the American Cancer Society, when, number one, if you look into them, horribly corrupt organization, a part of the big pharma complex, right? And also, more people are surviving lung cancer with better surgery and drugs. Great, fantastic. Let's get people on this cut, poison, burn medical system. And oh, sure, they're surviving, but are they healthy? Are they thriving? There's a big difference between surviving and thriving. And look at the headline. It says U.S. cancer death rates are dropping. Death rates are dropping. Great, but are cancer rates dropping? I don't think so. I don't have the specific data with me, but I don't think cancer rates are dropping. So I think more people are getting cancer, but less people are dying from cancer. And if you really think about it, that's like a dream for pharma, isn't it? Because that means more and more people are taking drugs for longer periods, right? So this might look like a win, but I don't think so. Imagine what we would have if we educated people about the truth of their health. You know, a truthful health education that doctors don't get in schools, and we don't get from doctors, and we don't get from WebMD and all the Google sites that come up and all of that. You know, it's not true, honest, holistic health education. If we got that, cancer rates and death rates, both of them. So these are important things to think about, guys. Next, story on those drones. Those Colorado drones. The story's not going away, and it's getting weirder and weirder. New drone task force is on the hunt for the, quote, command vehicle in rural Colorado and Nebraska. It's like northeast Colorado and bordering Nebraska in the Midwest there. That's where these about 17 6-foot drones have been spotted. Even still, I guess they're still being spotted for weeks now. And they're spotted at night, and there's been many confirmed sightings of these things. But apparently, all of the governmental organizations, the FAA, the Air Force Office of Special Investigations, the Army, Colorado Division of Homeland Security, the FBI, like all of these government agencies have no idea what's going on in these drones, with these drones. And it strikes me as incredibly odd, because if we had, I mean, really, having a fleet of 6-foot drones out every night searching around, I feel like that would be some sort of massive national security issue. So it's just weird to me how this whole thing is being handled. It's kind of like, yeah, law enforcement is taking it seriously, but it's weird to me. I don't feel like they're taking it that seriously. And the fact that all these articles are coming out about it, plus the weird details in these articles, you know, about 17 drones, I don't know, it's weird. And maybe this story will play into some sort of larger disclosure in the future. Maybe this is being done, you know, I don't even know how to speculate on this right now. White hat, black hat, just how about let's not speculate and just see how it turns out, right? That's not as fun sometimes, but that's what we have to do sometimes. And then last thing I want to share with you guys is a couple of alien articles, UFO articles that have come out in recent days. And like I've been saying, the flood's going to come in 2020 in regards to that sort of disclosure content. And it's going to come from both sides. It's going to come from the deep state, who's putting out partial truths, limited hangout truths to distract us and divert us, you know? And it's going to come from the white hats in different ways. Bigger truths, bigger disclosures where they're not trying to hide things from us. So I think we're going to get both of those spigots open up and just flood at us here in 2020. And these two articles are from the mainstream media, though, one being Popular Mechanics, the second one being ABC. So when I see news stories originate from fake news media like that, and especially with the subject content in the articles, I'm thinking more kind of limited hangout, partial disclosure distractions. This one from Popular Mechanics. Popular Mechanics, typical mainstream BS. NASA satellite discovers, quote, second Earth, and it's possibly habitable, right? I think I said this the other day, whether it's, a new exoplanet, a few hundred light years away. Microbes, more microbes being found out there. More water on a planet, right? These things, I'm like, come on, duh. Obviously, if life is here and life grows at the freaking rate it does, it kind of makes logical sense that there would be life out there. In fact, I think it makes logical sense that our whole universe, our cosmos, is made to grow life and to grow consciousness. So when I see articles like this about NASA experts or these big white coat scientists, famous scientists, they're finding new exoplanets or more water, and it's like, what sort of logic are they using? They must not be that smart if they can't see all the evidence around of UFOs and ETs and deeper concepts like this. So big whoop right there. An ABC article here, UFO sightings in North America jumped to nearly 6,000 in 2019. California, Florida, and Washington top the rankings for most UFO sightings. Well, first thing is that when I see those particular states top the list, top the rankings for most UFO sightings, I also think, well, Florida, that's the home of Special Operations Command, and we have some very good evidence that they have some anti-gravity craft in their arsenal. Washington has Navy and Air Force bases all around it, and there's been all sorts of UFO sightings over the years there. California, if we're talking about Black Project craft, we've got China Lake, Vandenberg, Edwards Air Force Base. Pretty much every corporate contractor has a major hub there. So you could say, oh man, maybe these UFO sightings were man-made, and that's why those states are topping the rankings. I think that's a definite possibility. And not just that, UFOs in the atmosphere are increasing. Maybe they're not. Maybe it's just sightings are happening more because people are more open to talking about it, which is definitely a good thing. But getting into the meat of this article, you also see what particular organizations that are being pumped right here. And the one that they're pumping really hard in this article is the National UFO Reporting Center. And it's a pretty mainstream organization. If you go to their website and check out the information they put out, it's not too, I guess we could say, threatening to the deep state narratives. Kind of the same thing as MUFON, if you've ever heard of MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network. I've been to one of their conferences and talked to some people in MUFON. It's pretty I gotta be honest, it's pretty diet woke. They don't go very deep. And a lot of people at MUFON in that organization, they don't want you talking about hardcore conspiracies. A lot of them don't even believe in it. They don't believe in a deep state. And this is kind of the state of the UFO community, that box right there that likes to be separate sometimes, or shoot, the deep state sort of purposely separates it in many cases. But it's just that compartmentalization, that compartmentalization. That's why I often tout holism. It's very important to expand your thinking, see things from the big picture so you can connect all these things. You can connect UFOs to politics. You can even connect UFOs to the pedo-Satanism that infects our government. Because you think, oh shoot, why do we have these people like John Podesta and these other corrupt deep staters like Harry Reid so interested in UFOs? You can connect all these subjects, Go back to Operation Paperclip and a lot of the creation of the intelligence community, the CIA, back in the 1940s and 50s, right? Well, we had all these Nazi scientists come over here, and where did they go? Big Pharma, aerospace, they went into politics, the intelligence community, media. So we can connect all these things. And the problem is that we don't. We compartmentalize our thinking. We shove ourselves in these little boxes, these groups, and we don't think outside of that. So anyway, that's it for this one, you guys. Much appreciated for you tuning in. And I've got some talks, some events to be at this weekend, so I'll try my best to get you guys some videos. I'll try to get that vlog out this weekend, the vlog of me and Edge of Wonder and James and Peter and John all in Melbourne, but at the latest, you guys will see a video on Monday. So that's it for this one. Thank you for tuning in. See you, everybody. Done.